Teams from Independence, Mapleton, and St. John School compete on the Nordson Academic Challenge. All righty, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate the 54th season of the Nordson Academic Challenge. I'm your host, Rob Powers. The challenge of our show is the same as it's always been. 3 local high school teams compete for points. They answer questions, math, science, history, a few other topics as well. One more time. Let's hear it for our teams, Independence, Mapleton, and St. John. Each team will be playing for a chance to make it onto our leaderboard, and at the end of the season, the top 3 teams will be back to play for our championship and a $6,000 grant from Nordson. So, let's get it started this morning with the lightning round. All 3 teams compete in this round. We award 20 points for a correct answer. We subtract 20 points for an incorrect or no answer. This match will start. Each team with 100 points. All set? All answers here begin with the letter W. W. Here we go. This U.S. state has its capital at Madison. Mapleton.
Wisconsin.
That's correct. This lovable bear was created by A.A. Milne. St. John.
Winnie the Pooh.
That's correct. It was at this battle that Wellington defeated Napoleon. St. John.
Waterloo.
That's correct. This is the joint between your hand and your forearm. Independence.
Wrist.
Correct. He wrote The Time Machine and The War of the Worlds. Independence.
Wells.
That is correct. This African-American educator was a founder of Tuskegee Institute.
Washington.
Mapleton. Excuse me?
Washington.
That is correct. In physics, a joule, Joule, is a measure of this.
Work.
Work is correct. Cardiff is the capital of this British principality. Mapleton.
Wales.
That is correct. This is the site of the U.S. Military Academy. Independence.
West Point.
That is correct. And for our final lightning round question, the director of Hale Farm and Village, Travis Henline.
At Hale Farm and Village, you can experience life as it was in the early 1800s. You can witness glass blowing, the spinning of thread, and what other activity associated with Penelope in Homer's classic, The Odyssey?
Answer? Independence.
Weaving.
Weaving is correct, and that's the end of that round. That's a heck of a round for everybody. And we'll be back with more of the Nordson Academic Challenge right after this.
Nordson is honored to sponsor a program that celebrates academic excellence. We're a global industrial technology company with a long and proud history of giving back to the communities where we live and work. We donate 5% of our U.S. pre-tax profits to charity every year. Over the past 30 years, the Nordson Corporation Foundation has donated more than $100 million, and our employees have volunteered more than 100,000 hours. And now, we're pleased to support the legacy of Academic Challenge. Thank you all for watching, and the best of luck to all the participants.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. If you'd like more information about any of the schools that appear this season, scan the QR code that you see there in the upper right-hand corner of your screen with your cell phone. That code will take you to the news5cleveland.com Academic Challenge page. We have links there for all of this season's schools' websites. Time now to play Hot Picks. One at a time, I'll ask each team 8 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. No penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive 25 bonus points. But before we get to the questions, let's meet the members of our teams. Let's start at Independence. Drew, you are the captain. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
So far, okay. How about you?
I'm good.
Tell me about Drew.
I'm a senior at Independence, and I plan on studying mechanical engineering in college. And I'd like to thank our advisor, Mr. Maderi.
Awesome. Awesome. Kalia, you're up.
I'm a junior. I participate in mock trial, Just Right, and academic challenge. And I would like to thank our alternate Joe.
Awesome. Hi, Jenna.
Hi. I'm a sophomore. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out, including our principal, Mr. Hogue.
Very good. Independence. Okay, for your questions, Independence, Emma, you're the captain here. Envelope 1, 2, 3, or 4?
1, please.
1, you got it. All right, Independence, these questions just for you. All set? Here we go. A blacksmith's workplace also identifies what Pennsylvania valley, where George Washington's troops spent a very cold winter in 1777 to 78.
Valley Forge.
That is correct. You'd have to travel over 2 billion miles for any reason if you wanted to visit what distant planet named for the Roman god of the sea?
Neptune.
That is correct. The name of what mythical river of the underworld sounds as if it were formed by small pieces of wood?
Styx.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. The light year is best described as a measure of which of these?
Distance.
That is correct. A man named Thomas Enright was the first American casualty in what early 20th century war that included the two battles of the Marne?
World War I.
That is correct. A family therapist might have helped what Shakespearean king who had a troubled relationship with his daughters Regan, Goneril, and Cordelia?
Lear.
King Lear is correct. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. We ask you to solve for x.
$12.
12 is correct, and that was big. This is for the bonus points. The doctrine that population will increase faster than the available food supply was proposed by what British economist who wrote Principle of Population?
Is it Hobbes?
It's Thomas Malthus. Thomas Malthus, but good round there, Independence. Nicely done. All righty. Our second team today comes to us from Mapleton. Emma, you're the captain. How are you this morning? Welcome.
Great. How about you?
So far, okay, Emma. Tell us about yourself.
I work as a calf feeder at Udine Farms in Polk, Ohio, and tonight we are playing in memory of Joshua Olin.
Well, that's great. Thanks for being here. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, I'm a member of the golf team and marching band.
Fantastic. Jordan, you're up.
I'm also a member of the golf team and marching band, and I'd like to thank our alternate Dio and our advisor, Mrs. Edgel, for coming out today.
Perfect. Welcome to all three of you. For your questions, St. John Captain Nick, envelope 2, 3, or 4?
3.
3. All righty. These questions are all yours. All set? Here we go. What young French peasant girl was stunned when she first heard voices urging her to fight during the 100 Years' War?
Helena of Troy.
Joan of Arc is the answer there. Joan of Arc. That's fine. Here we go. In the 1860s, New Bedford, Massachusetts was a major port for sailors who hunted what large sea mammal, the big business of their time?
Whale.
That is correct. Pennsylvania Indians used the term broad brims to describe what peaceful religious group of settlers that included William Penn?
Quaker.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here is your science question. Which of these refers to the structures used for the transport of solutions in plant stems?
Vascular bundles.
That is correct. According to Napoleon, the greatest of all military commanders was what Carthaginian general, the son of Hamilcar Barca?
Hannibal.
That is correct. She called in her soul to come and see was the last line of Their Eyes Were Watching God, a 1937 novel by what American woman?
Toni Morrison.
Zora Neale Hurston is the answer there. It's okay. We go back to the monitor. Here is your math question. What is the value of this expression? Give your answer as a positive integer.
2.
That is correct. Once the coach of a Little League baseball team, what engineer hit a home run when he got into politics and later became our 31st president?
Arthur.
Herbert Hoover is the answer there, but nice round, Mapleton. Way to go. All right. Our third team today comes to us from St. John in Ashtabula. Nick, you are the captain. Tell us about Nick.
I am president of the Key Club and treasurer of Student Council.
Awesome. Hi, Carlos.
Hello.
What do we need to know about Carlos this morning?
I am the president of National Honor Society in my class and co-president of our diversity club.
Busy, busy. Hi, Kaiden.
Hello. I am president of the ASL club, co-president of the diversity club, and I participate in 4 other sports.
Wow. Busy, busy. Do you sleep at night, too?
No.
No. For your question, St. John, we come down to Drew from Independence. Envelope 2 or 4?
2.
2. All right, St. John, all for you. Set? Here we go. It rains 350 days a year on Mount Waialeale in what U.S. state, the last to join the Union?
Hawaii?
Of course it is. Ghost stories usually feature humans, but Vachel Lindsay wrote a poem about the ghost of what large, shaggy animal that once dominated the American plain?
Woolly mammoth?
A buffalo or a bison. One of the founders of Amherst College was what American, better known for compiling the first major American dictionary?
Webster?
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here is your science question. Which of these three metals is the best conductor of electricity?
Copper.
Copper is correct. According to legend, all of the flying carpets in the world were destroyed by what Mongol conqueror who died in 1227?
Genghis Khan.
That is correct. Weather extremes did not bother Ernest Hemingway, whose works ranged from The Sun Also Rises to the snows of what high African mountain?
No answer.
Kilimanjaro. We go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. What is the value of this expression? Give your answer as a positive integer.
3.
The answer is 9. The answer is 9. At Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Theodore Roosevelt negotiated the peace settlement of what Far Eastern War named for its two participants?
Spanish-American War.
The Russo-Japanese War is the answer there, but good round there, St. John. Way to go. Good round, all three teams. We'll be back with more academic excitement coming up right after this. Today's instructor is a sociology instructor at Cuyahoga Community College. Hey, everybody, it's Jacqueline Arndt. Jacqueline, thank you so much for being here this morning. We really appreciate it. Okay, for everybody else, welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Before we start our next round, we're going to take a look at the scores so far. With 220 points in third place, St. John. 260 points, second place, Mapleton. Leading the way, 340 points, Independence. But it's time to go head-to-head once again. This is our picture-perfect round. Every correct answer here is worth 20 points, but for a wrong answer or no answer, we take away 20 points. Again, for all three teams, so hands on the buzzers, eyes on the big monitor. All set? Here we go. This is what 19th century English naturalist who sent Independence.
Darwin.
That is correct. Alexander Graham Bell's telephone was exhibited at a national exposition in what year when our country was celebrating its centennial anniversary? St. John.
1876.
That is correct. This William Jennings Bryan paper hat was worn by a Democratic supporter during Bryan's unsuccessful 1896 presidential campaign against what Republican? Answer is William McKinley. If X equals 27, what is the value of this expression? Independence.
13.
13 is correct. Here, you see a U.S. destroyer patrolling off Vietnam in what Gulf that named a 1964 congressional resolution? Independence.
Tonkin.
That is correct. Choice here, registering 8 on the Mohs hardness scale is which of these substances? Answer is topaz. This scroll shows the death of what great Asian religious figure known as Siddhartha Gautama? St. John.
Buddha.
That is correct. You better get behind those Cleveland Cavaliers. This issue of Cleveland Magazine spotlights our Cavs, whose wine and gold colors bring to mind the supporters of which English monarch who was executed in 1649? St. John.
Charles I.
Charles I is correct, and that's the end of that round. That was a good one. Now don't go anywhere. Our exciting grab bag round to determine today's winner. That's coming up after we mix it up. Stick around. Hey, welcome back. Time now to welcome today's school advisors from Independence. It's Eric McGarry. From Mapleton, Kara Angel is here this morning. And from St. John's School, Teresa Kelly and Bob Delgosh. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for everything you did for our kids. Thank you so much. Okay, time now to mix it up. One at a time, I ask each team 6 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. There's no penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly in this round will receive 25 bonus points. Good? You're up first. All set? Just for you. See if you can find hidden in this peaceful phrase the mythical being that was half horse and half man.
Centaur.
That is correct. If you saw an apparition on the way to school, you would have seen which of these?
Ghost.
That is correct. To get a phrase meaning eloquent and something that gives comfort in a bad situation, add what same precious metal whose chemical symbol is Ag?
Silver.
That is correct. You can rearrange these letters to name what poisonous snake that nicknamed Confederate sympathizers who lived in the North during the Civil War?
Copperhead.
That is correct. Historians might note that which of these events took place in the 1950s?
Red Cross.
Sputnik was launched in the 50s. Sputnik. Okay, we move on. Last question. This description of rebellious colonists was provided by what Virginian who also said, "Give me liberty or give me death"?
Adams.
Patrick Henry is the answer. Patrick Henry, Independence, nice round. All righty. Your turn. You ready to roll? Here we go. This is just for you. Here we are. Your team can earn 20 points if you can find in this winning phrase the name of what Roman god of war?
Mars.
That is correct. If someone were placating you, he or she would be taking which of these actions?
Appeasing you.
That is correct. Fill in the blanks here with what same word to identify a Robert Louis Stevenson novel and a fleet of ships sent forth by a 15th century Chinese emperor? Answer?
Treasure.
Treasure is correct, just in the nick of time. These letters can be rearranged to form what nickname of the 19th century American Party whose members claimed ignorance when asked political questions?
No, nothing.
That is correct. You'd have to brush up on your French and Creole before visiting which of these countries where there are two official languages?
Haiti.
That is correct. That was big. Here's for the bonus points. These words might have headlined a story in a Roman newspaper in 72 BC, when what gladiator led a long but unsuccessful slave revolt?
Hannibal.
Spartacus was the answer. Spartacus. All right, nice round there, Mapleton. Okay, and that brings us to St. John. You all set here? These are just yours. Here we go. Linger over these words. You can find the hidden name of what legendary magician from King Arthur's court?
Merlin.
That is correct. If a play had an epilogue, you would expect to find it in which of these places?
At the end.
Yes, you would. Add what same metal here to name an early locomotive and an imaginary barrier separating communist from non-communist countries during the Cold War?
Iron.
That is correct. You can rearrange these letters to name what man whose lawsuit against Madison led to a major 1803 Supreme Court case concerning judicial review?
Marbury.
That is correct. To date, the U.S. Constitution has had what number amendments?
27.
That is correct. That was big. This is for the bonus points. It was dangerous to receive even the softest blame from the woman who made this remark. What Russian empress called the Great?
Catherine.
Catherine the Great is correct for the bonus points. There you go. That's how you do it. And that's the end of that round. Hold on. We'll be back with our final and deciding grab bag round. It's all coming up after this. All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge this morning. Before we get going, let's take a look at the scores so far. With 360 points, Mapleton. 425 points, St. John leading the way, 480 points, Independence. All righty, time now for our grab bag round. This is our free-for-all round. Each correct answer here is worth 30 points. We will take away 30 points for a wrong or no answer. Again, this is for all three teams. Hands on the buzzers, eyes on the monitor when we need it. All set? This is it. Here we go. For many years, English courts could not conduct business on what date that appears on the calendar only once every 4 years? Mapleton.
Leap year.
That is correct. Described as the spine of Italy, what mountain range runs for 800 miles? St. John.
The Alps.
The Apennines. The Apennines. Sorry about that. 1940 Supreme Court ruling affirmed the right of striking union workers to set up what sort of line outside businesses? Mapleton.
Picket line.
That is correct. This mosque is located in what country whose capital is Tashkent? Answer is Uzbekistan. A Midsummer Night's Dream is the only work by Shakespeare that alludes to what mythical beast? Half lion, half eagle? Mapleton.
Griffin.
That is correct. In the 1950s, 2 National Book Awards were won by what Mississippi author whose works include Absalom, and The Sound and the Fury? Independence.
Faulkner.
That is correct. He was the greatest of us all, was Beethoven's judgment of what composer who wrote such orations as The Messiah after moving to England from Germany? Answer is Handel, Handel's Messiah. This opinion of William Shakespeare was expressed by what 18th century French philosopher who wrote Candide? St. John.
Voltaire.
That is correct. The black star here is called the lodestar of African freedom, and it's part of the flag of what country once called the Gold Coast? St. John.
Ghana.
Ghana's correct. Choice. The entropy of an isolated system that is changing tends toward a minimum, a maximum, or zero. Answer is maximum. In 2016, Barack Obama became the first sitting U.S. president to visit what Asian country where Vientiane is the capital? Mapleton.
Taiwan.
Laos. Laos is the answer. 40% of, that's it, that's our final buzzer. We go straight to the scores, and here they are, with 420 points today. In third place, Mapleton. In second place, with 455 points, the team from St. John. And winning today's academic challenge with 510 points, a robust 510, is Independence. Way to go. Be sure to join us next time. We'll be featuring teams from Edison, Magnificat, and Rittman. Thanks for watching this one. I am Rob Powers, and we'll see you right back here next week.